What's going on, y'all? I just got done watching my man Big Will. Trust me, Will, I am not going against what you say because you're amazing to me. But he posted this video talking about how he's been thinking about fear a lot, moving into his 5th decade on this earth, and he went scuba diving last month. He can't swim, and like me, is deathly afraid of the ocean. He said in the video that he hears a lot of parents, which I do as well, telling their kids, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. He's like, nah, be afraid and acknowledge, harness that fear, but do it anyway. And while I completely agree with that, I think that it's so interesting to me how mainstream culture is obsessed with this idea of fighting your fears, conquering your fears, devouring your fears, pushing physically and transgressively against your fears. We got it twisted. We think that our brains are here to keep us alive. It's like, nah, really, the brain just don't want to die itself. The brain is keeping you alive so it can stay alive. The brain is a self-preservationist, and it knows that if you are safe and comfortable, it is safe and comfortable. But the brain can be likened to a wild beast. Its sole mission is to survive. When you are fighting against something that is trying to survive, it is going to fight against you so much harder. Like, the missing link is that we fail to acknowledge the importance of understanding the why of your fear. If you understand instead of fight against your fear, you learn the why that you fear, the origin of your fear, what triggers that fear. Then you can fear stronger when you understand your fears. I'm working on a podcast that's going to be coming out later this month. It's called Fearless University. One thing that I've had a couple people express concern with is they're like, why are you telling people to fear less? You misunderstand. I'm not saying to fear less, because fear is so important. I'm going to get back to that in a second, but instead I'm saying the more we understand, if we can understand our fears more, we can fear itself less. And of course, this takes us down a completely separate rabbit hole, talking about the difference between biological and psychological fear. Don't get it twisted. They are two separate things. Biological is a physical response to a clear and present danger in front of you. Fear was biologically encoded within us to say, hey, that is a predator, danger, run away. That is a weapon, danger, run away. But at the end of the day, it has to do with the brain surviving. Of course, psychological fear is when the brain tries to get you back to a place of complacency, a place of safety, where it feels like it fully comprehends and understands what you can do to stay safe. That is what most of us struggle with. We've given names to our fears in order to justify them and say, this is bad, I should avoid it. Heights, darkness, spiders, snakes, reptiles, blue jeans, Tuesdays that fall on the number 13. I don't know. It's so ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous because that's what's happening. Like, we've created so many justifications for our fears. The issue is that the brain wants to be complacent, because complacency is safety for the brain. What we need to do instead is get to a place where we are understanding our fears. So the point is to not be void of fear, but instead to fear itself less. As my man Will is famously known for saying, fear is a choice, a product of thoughts that you choose to create, that your mind has chosen to create in an attempt to talk you out of or discourage you from proceeding with an act it has deemed unsafe. With my athletes, and as I'm teaching them tumbling, this is what you need to understand, that understanding your fears and being specific AF, that is what's going to help you to get to a place. That's why I don't like saying get over your fears. I don't like saying it's going to help you get over your fear. It's going to help you to conquer your fear. It's not about chokeholding and wrestling your fear down to the ground. It is about understanding the beast so that you can maybe learn to harness the beast power. How is the beast going to help you get out of this situation or get through this situation, instead of how can I control the beast to follow my will?
Fear is what it's all about. You cannot sell while undergoing fear. You need to vanquish fear. One must wrestle fear to the ground. You will now wrestle my cousin Mo.
No, okay, all right. It's
Wrestle
over.
him to the
This
ground.
is over, okay?
No,
You're a freak. I'm not doing this anymore. This is over.
Ryan,
Goodbye.
Bye, Ryan. You seem nice.
Here's the thing with fear. It is beautiful. When you actually think about what fear is, it is a wonderful tool that you can utilize to let you know when you are trying to grow. When you have reached a point where you are trying to get out of your comfort zone and grow as a person or grow in your skill and your capability, that's what fear is there for. I'm talking about the psychological fear. When you are outside of your comfort zone, when your brain has traveled past the point of complacency and it's like, oh he's about to try to, or she's about to try to do something that we've never done before. I don't know how I feel about this. Let's just go ahead. Let's pull them back to a place where I actually feel comfortable. That's when you know that you're about to grow. You're about to challenge yourself and learn something new. That is the beauty of fear, is that it is a great indicator of when you're about to get outside of your comfort zone. On the other side of fear and outside of your comfort zone are the best things in life. My buddy Tyson has this song where he said one of my favorite things. He said, it kind of hurts while you're stretching for your destiny. That's where the phrase growing pains comes from. It's not about your bones hurting as you're growing. It's about trying to grow as a person and get through a difficult situation outside of your brain's comfort zone. It hurts while you stretch for your destiny. Growing pains means literally the pain of growth, the pain of expanding your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, the pain of challenging complacency and status quo, either in the world or in your own mind and in your own heart. Fear is not to be, it is to be managed. It is not to be controlled or conquered. That's why I have the phrase, train the motion, nurture the mind. Not train the mind, not control the mind, dead all that. You can't control or bridle that wild beast that is simply just trying to fight to survive. Instead, seek to understand it and learn how you can harness its powers to benefit you. All right, stop. That's enough. Stop listening. Go back to doing whatever you was doing today. If you found this beneficial to you, please be sure to like it and share it. Tag 3 people in your life that you feel need to hear this today. Y'all be blessed today. I'll catch you on the flip.